Dr. Barone, what would you recommend novice and or experienced writers to do if they want to be competitive professionals in and outside of higher education?
Okay, so I think what you mean by this question is about writing and getting published,
Mm-hmm.
whether they are a professor or choose some other role. Well, one thing is you have to continue to do research, right? And you have to do research that allows you to write 3 or 4 or more articles off of it, not a single article. So you have to be involved in research, and you have to know that that research is important to whatever area you're working in, that people want to see that work. And I think you have to write every day. A lot of people that I've seen that struggle with publication are looking for big blocks of time to write. And the reality is no one has big blocks of time to write. So, for instance, I write a half an hour every single morning. Every day. Forever. So I never have a whole day on Friday because it's not going to happen because I work in schools. And by doing that, I've been able to put out about 3 books a year and 3 or 4 articles a year. Am I a great writer? Absolutely not. But I'm a practiced writer. And I think that's what's really critical.
For a lot of our publish or perish members, they have multiple research interests that sometimes overlap with each other and sometimes they don't. Would you recommend that they seriously consider picking one specialty, one niche, in order to establish a research line that they would be known for to increase their competitive professional edge? Or would you recommend perhaps they rotate through these interests and commit to one research study at a time before moving on?
That's a hard one. Because generally, as a new researcher, you really are interested in a lot of different areas, right? So you might go explore those. They require a different literature review, a different understanding of the research in the area, the people who are working in that area. It's a big expectation. Generally, when we see like new professors, they will have 2 or 3 different areas. However, to move to a full professor, you have to have a line of research that people are aware of who you are in the field. So the more you change topic, the harder it is for your colleagues away from wherever you work to understand where your work is. So an example of that. So my area is early literacy, children's literature now, but it wasn't early on. So I have a whole community of other researchers in early literacy, and we partner together. I just, with my co-editor, Marla Millette, reading teacher, we just put together an edited book that we just sent off actually Monday. Okay. Because I know colleagues in that area. So, but if I did that area and intermediate and something else, I probably wouldn't be embraced by any of those groups. So it would be harder for me to become part of like an edited volume or be picked to write a chapter in a handbook or those kinds of things. So there's trade-offs. For me, it was really important to establish a line of research, although it's changed. I began with response to literature. I went to prenatally exposed crack cocaine infants, and then I shifted from that to high poverty. That work led into high poverty, working at high poverty schools, and that's where I continue to work. So it's hard if you shift. Mm-hmm. It really is. Mm-hmm. And your dissertation or thesis, in some cases, sets who you are as a researcher outside of wherever you got your degree. Because when you present in those places, they'll look to see what you're doing.
Thank you.
You're welcome.